afternoon, 47. Your target is Xander Haverfolk, attaché at the Swedish consulate in Marrakesh. We are expecting him to meet a courier in the city to facilitate the transport of a consignment of diamonds on behalf of Klaus Hugo Strandberg. You must both retrieve the package and eliminate the target. We have been unable to obtain any information on where this package is located, so you will need to shadow either the target or the courier to discover its location. The clock is ticking, 47. Good luck.
Ah, the days when we used to have 48-hour elusive targets, eh? Those were the days. My name is Mr. Freeze2244. Welcome to the Fixer. This is the first time we've had this elusive target since Hitman 2. It's been a few years since we've had this one. And for good reason. This is the most failed elusive target in existence. In this video, I'll be covering two different methods for this one. We'll obviously be doing a default loadout, one for method 1. And for method 2, we're going to be using a really easy method for that one, as long as you have the correct equipment. So I'll leave the timestamps in the description of each method. But I must point out with this one, you have 3 objectives for this one. One of them is to take out your target. Second one is to track the courier until he collects the diamonds. And then retrieve the diamonds by knocking him out and then retrieving the diamonds after you pick him up. Now you cannot, I need to state this before we start and get into this. You cannot take out the courier until he has the diamonds. And he will wander around and he'll fake you out and pretend that you'll go and meet someone else and to retrieve the diamonds. But unless you actually see the handover, he might not have the diamonds. So you need to be aware, if you try to knock him out before he has the diamonds in his possession, you are going to insta-fail. That is just the way this target rolls. And that's the reason why this is the most failed elusive target in Hitman history. So with that in mind, I'm going to go through this video. I'm going to try and explain everything as best as I possibly can. And yeah, away we go. Also, something else to keep in mind, you can't take out the target before he meets the courier again, because in the game's mind, you won't know who the courier is. So just keep that in mind. So for method 1, we're going to start in the bazaar entrance. This is all the default loadout equipment, and away we go. So in my main account, I actually made a mistake. I tried to do like my old guide by using a propane flask, and I exploded it a little bit too early and I eliminated myself. So I had to jump onto my second account. So I'm not going to use that method just in case that could happen for you guys. If it can happen to me, an experienced player, it can happen to you. I just exploded it a little bit too early, got trigger happy. But for this first method, what you need to do, first of all, is head on to the cafe. Take the route that I went to, because for some reason, if you go to a different route, this person isn't actually going to the bathroom. We need to go and get the pass to go into the cafe. So make sure you skip the opening cutscene as well, like I did at the start. Come into this bathroom after this woman enters, close the door behind you, and knock her out. Just make sure you crouch before you do it, otherwise you might turn around. Grab the pass to get into the cafe and show it to this dude at the door. And once you've done that, you can now enter the cafe. Now this area is where the target is going to meet with the courier. This is the courier right here. Again, we cannot take him out until he has done his meeting with the target and he's collected his diamonds. So we're going to come into this area over here and activate this ice machine. We've crouched to turn it on and turn it off. That skips the whole animation of actually doing it the long way. So once this guy enters, we're going to close the door, stay crouched behind him, and go ahead and subdue him. We're also going to put his body in the nearby crates and then take his disguise. This is going to allow us to be more free to do what we will need to do in the rest of the mission. So you could potentially do this in your suit, but no, get into the area where the school is. We're going to need this disguise. So at this point in time, we just need to wait for the target to come and have a meeting with the courier. Now, in my previous videos from years ago, I actually did this exact same animation of actually, wiping the table right here. And I was able to conduct the meeting between the target and the courier without any problems. But because the current iteration of Hitman is the way it is, the courier has some sort of problem of me being near him. Even though we're not actually anywhere near him and we're actually doing our job and wiping the table down, he thinks we're like standing right next to him. It's really stupid. So you have to make sure you're standing quite far away when they're having a discussion. Otherwise, he's going to interrupt you and say, hey, get out of here. We're trying to have a private conversation, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, that's the way this one is. So the target can take a while, but he will eventually turn up. Here he is. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I'm going to wait in the staff area. See, that seems just so silly to me, but it is what it is. It's just how they've updated the game. But once they've finished their conversation, we're going to make sure that we have our coin out at this point in time, because we need to make sure we do this. And we are going to bump into the target before he walks away completely, and we're going to put a coin on the floor. And to do that, what you're going to need to do is use your L1 and R1 button on your controller, or LB and RB if you're on Xbox, and then push the triangle button or the Y button to put the coin on the floor. I'm not sure what the buttons are on PC, I'm sorry. But just place the coin on the floor, and he should walk through here. If he doesn't, just throw a coin into the room, make sure the door is open before you do that. Close the door behind you, then go ahead and subdue him and snap his neck. That takes the target out and completes one of your objectives. The fixer for year 5 done. Hide him in the crate, and there we go. Now, if you're wondering where the courier is, don't worry about him. Let him do his thing, because if you follow him too closely, first of all, it's going to take a longer time for him to actually retrieve the diamonds, because he's going to get suspicious if you follow him around, and he's going to fake you out by meeting some random people and not actually do the transfer, and it's going to trick you into thinking that you have the diamonds when he doesn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for him at the school, because he'll only come up here once he's got the diamonds. So what we're going to do is wait for these two guys to finish their conversation, because we're going to clear this little area out, because we are going to knock out the courier here a little bit later on, and we don't want these guards to interfere, because we still want a silent assassin, of course we do. So we are going to wait for these guards to finish their conversation, and both of them are going to walk away in their separate directions, like they are now. And one by one, we're just going to subdue them. So just knock out this guard right here. Then quickly run behind the other guard and do the same thing. This is going to take a while for him to come to the school as well. So in the meantime, we're just going to hide the body the best way we can, really. Make sure you pick up the weapon as well. Again, we don't want the courier to see these bodies and spoil our silent assassin, so I'm just going to grab the weapon and drag his body over here as well. You don't have to perfectly hide the body. It's not that big of a deal. No one comes up here anyway. Just leave the weapon there. And finally, we're going to knock out this guard right here as well. Just make sure no one's coming down that alleyway before you do that. Just in case they might see you from long range. And also, there could potentially a guard standing right at the bottom of the stairs there. I don't know if he can see you from here, but just be wary of him before dragging his body across here. You don't have to hide his body like directly in the corners or any crates or anything, because like I said, we're only hiding them to make sure the courier or anyone else nearby doesn't hear the subdue or anything like that, or see the bodies. So once you've done that and you've taken out these 3 guards, this guy at the bottom of the stairs is not necessary. But from here on out, all we've got to do is literally just wait here. You don't have to move. You'll see the courier come near you. Again, he's the guy with the red jumper wrapped around his neck with the hat on. He will come up here eventually, and we're just going to wait for him at the top of these stairs. I'm going to skip to the point where he actually does come up at the top of the stairs. Now, it can take a while. It can take a few minutes. You might as well make yourself a cup of tea or something. I don't know, because it can take a while. This is near the 11-minute mark in the mission, as you can see at the top of the screen. But we're just going to wait for him just before he passes us. We're just going to go ahead and subdue him. You could even bring a sedative syringe if you're absolutely worried about his body being found, even though I can guarantee you it won't. Once you've knocked him out anyway, go ahead and retrieve the diamonds. Retrieving the diamonds is an illegal action. I think that's a new thing, because I don't believe that was a thing before. But yeah. Retrieving the diamonds is an illegal action, but because there's no guards around, you don't have to worry about that anyway. But again, as simple as that. Once you've got the diamonds, you can head straight to the exit, and you've got yourself a nice, easy silent assassin. So, let's go ahead and move on to method 2. Method 2, we're going to start undercover in the Shisha Cafe. I'm going to bring along the blue Easter egg and the Durian. Or Durian, I don't know how you pronounce that name. You'll unlock this cafe, I think, start location, I think Mastery level 4 in Marrakesh. I'm not completely sure, I can't remember now. If you're wondering where to unlock these items, I'll leave the links to the videos in the descriptions. It's really, really easy to unlock these 2 items. They're very powerful tools, and I highly recommend you unlock them because this is what makes this elusive target so simple. So, because we've already spawned here, we're literally right next to the courier right here. He's right behind you, the guy with the white hat. And he has to meet up with the target, so we're just going to wait for that to happen. I'm going to skip to that point because it can take a while. So here he comes. We're going to exit this blend spot because if we get too close, the conversation isn't going to play out properly. He's going to say, yeah, you're standing too close. Like, we want a bit of privacy. So we're just going to stand. We're going to wait here. So once the conversation is finished and the target on your left starts walking away, we are going to take out the durian. That's the fruit, the spiky fruit in your inventory. Make sure you get this right. It's really important. Make sure you get the correct item. Bump into him, let the courier go by, and then drop the durian on the floor. What that's going to do is emit a big emetic gas cloud and send him to the bathroom. Now, for some reason, he doesn't go to the Shisha Cafe bathroom. He ends up going to the bathroom over here, where the fountain area is, which is fine. It doesn't matter. Now, in my original videos, I used to use the propane flask, like we mentioned at the start of the video, but I decided against doing that this time. Just make sure you close the door behind you, and then go ahead and drown him in the toilet. You don't have to worry about hiding his body, but you can if you want to, but it literally does not matter because it's an accident kill. And as we know, accident kills with body found, you can still get your silent assassin rating regardless. Right there. Body found, but we've still got silent assassin because it's an accident kill. Right, now we've done that and we've taken care of that. What we're going to do now is head over to the school area and wait for the courier up here. So courier is going to go around and is going to collect his diamonds, and then he's going to head to the school. Now, if you follow him around, what he's going to do is going to get suspicious and he's going to fake you out and make it seem like he's meeting someone else to pick up the diamonds. And then you're going to get into the mindset of thinking that he already has the diamonds and you're going to use the blue egg early. Do not do that. Because if you do that and he does not have the diamonds, you will fail the mission. So just make sure that you do this and do exactly what I'm doing in this video. Otherwise, you might mess up. So what I recommend doing is just waiting for him right here. You don't have to knock out any guards around the area or anything like that. Just wait for him right here and he will eventually come towards the school. And once he does that, you can go ahead and use the blue egg on him once he comes near it. So I'm going to skip to that point and show you exactly what to do. Okay, so here he is. I don't recommend letting him get in too close to the stairs because I'll explain in a second. So bump into him here, right in the middle of the area. And then drop the egg. Make sure you're not in the cloud of the gas because it can affect you as well. And once you've done that, go ahead and pick up the diamonds on the floor. Now, again, it's an illegal action to pick up the diamonds. So if you're too close to an NPC, they might potentially see you pick up the diamonds and you might actually get spotted. So just be careful to not do that egg drop too close to any other NPCs. That's the only downside. You could also, to avoid that completely, is just wait for him at the top of the stairs and do it up there. And then you won't have that issue whatsoever. But the whole idea of the egg is, it knocks him out and it sedates him like, a sedative poison. So even though his body is found, you still retain your silent assassin. So highly recommend getting these 2 items because it makes this target easy peasy. And you get a nice easy silent assassin for the fixer. So there you go. Easy silent assassin, 2 methods. Hopefully, at least one of them has helped you out. So thank you very much for watching it. Feel free to drop a like on the video if it did help you out. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. And click the bell icon and click all notifications to be notified of all future videos and live streams. Consider supporting me on Patreon or even becoming a member of the channel by clicking the join button below next to the subscribe button, or clicking the link in the description for all the details of that. And you get access to all the live stream VODs and all that kind of stuff like that. So you can access a huge library of live streams there for all your viewing pleasure if you're a member of the channel. Anyway, you get your name in the credits as well. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you guys later. Cheers.